Hello, welcome to this exclusive look at the great show at the National Gallery. Titian, love, desire, death. 3 big subjects, one terrific exhibition, one unmissable event in fact. We're very lucky to be here again. Now this show was only open for 3 days before Britain went into lockdown, so very few people had a chance to see it. Fortunately, it's been extended until January the 17th, so if you go online and book, you can get to see it as well now. All I can say to you is I thoroughly recommend it, because this is that very, very rare thing, a genuine, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now all these pictures here, there's 7 of them, were painted by Titian, the great Renaissance Venetian master, for Phillip II of Spain, and they were all done as one commission for the king. But the thing is, this happened in the 1550s and 1560s, but since then, they've never been together. So as I said, this is really a once-in-a-lifetime event. Now Titian called these pictures his Poezies. They're poetic evocations of the loves and deaths of the gods. And they're sexy and they're stimulating and they're very, very interesting. So the picture behind me shows Perseus and Andromeda. And Andromeda was the beautiful daughter of Queen Cassiope, but she insulted Neptune by saying that she was more beautiful than any of the sea nymphs. So Neptune captured her, chained her to a rock, and was about to unleash his sea monster on her when Perseus appeared from the sky. Perseus had just been fighting the Gorgons and Medusa, that's the one with all the snakes in her hair. So he'd cut her head off, but anyone who looked at Medusa would turn to stone, right? And he stuck her on the edge of his shield. So when he beats the sea monster in this painting, he falls back down to the ground, and his shield with Medusa's head on it turns towards the seaweed, and the seaweed turns into coral. So if you've ever wondered how coral was formed, it's all in this picture. Now Jupiter, Zeus in the Greek legends, was the king of the gods, and essentially this meant that he was very libidinous and came down and had his terrible way with pretty much any beautiful mortal that he chose. But usually he was rejected or repelled, so he had to adopt all these cunning strategies for getting his way. And the stories of Zeus and his lovers are full of the most extraordinary transformations. So this is Danae, beautiful princess Danae, and to seduce Danae, Zeus turns himself into a shower of gold. You can see the gold sprinkling down from heaven and heading towards her. So naughty, naughty Zeus, he did all kinds of things. There's a great picture here. This is Diana and Callisto. Callisto was a beautiful nymph who worked for Diana, who was the goddess of the hunt. And according to Diana, the nymphs had to remain chaste, so people who worked with her had to stay virgins, right? But Zeus, Jupiter, fell in love with Callisto, the beautiful nymph, and he seduced her by turning into Diana. By pretending to be Diana, he seduces Callisto, and then he turns back into being Zeus again. The trouble is, 9 months later, Callisto is bathing with Diana by the pool, and suddenly Diana sees that Callisto is pregnant and banishes her from her sight, banishes her from the kingdom. And that's what this picture shows us. Now, a lot of these stories don't play well in the modern world, rightly so. I mean, this scene behind me here is Jupiter transforming himself into a bull in order to have his way with Europa, the beautiful princess Europa, who gave her name to Europe. And so he comes down to her as a bull, finds her playing with her friends on the beach, and roars off into the waves with her on his back. I mean, he's a rather innocent-looking bull here, which of course isn't really what he was. And Titian's been rather kind to him, I think. In art, there are plenty of savage and horrible-looking bulls in illustrations of this scene, but this isn't one of them. So this show isn't something you'd come to for a lesson in contemporary morality, that's for sure. There's some terrible things happening in here. But what is absolutely exquisite and just breathtaking, frankly, is the way Titian paints human flesh, the nudes, both male and female, the way the scenes are set in these gorgeous Venetian landscapes, the mainland of the Veneto, these fantastic skies of his, and these beautiful, absolutely extraordinarily inventive compositions. None of these pictures is like the one before it. It's just a sumptuous and amazing event, and having been locked down for this long, I just cannot tell you what a joy it is to be able to pop in here again and see this show. Better still, until January the 17th, you can see it too.